Live from the unknown theater in Meta Horizon world, it's Pipe Dreams and Crooked Conversations with your hosts, Windmajik and B-Ligerent. Yes, sir.
Yay!
Cuckoo. Hi, Wink.
We are here! Hi! Yay!
What's
Hey,
happening?
welcome! Welcome!
Episode number
Whoa.
4. Episode number 4. Now available for a premium of $0. Just show up here and fucking
Right.
kick it with us, because it's a talk show slash podcast slash interview slash belligerent mouth diarrhea slash Windmajik wisdom show.
Yay!
And we
Welcome
are
to
in
Pipe
VR.
Dreams and Crooked Conversations.
That's right. Pipe Dreams, Crooked Conversations. My name is Belligerent. This is Windmajik. Tonight's gonna be a super fun show. It's packed in here. Yeah, get it. The best parties are the small ones. And all the boys watching at home.
That's right. Exclusive.
Put your pants back on at home. But
Well,
yeah,
I don't know because my titty just fell out.
the Kraken.
I was gonna ask.
One Kraken.
The Kraken. With the
One
Kraken.
Kraken.
Yep.
It's like a
One
Hydra.
Kraken.
It's more like a Hydra.
Kind
like
of.
it has
It was like
multi-heads,
one of its tentacles. It was
one's
just
looking
like
that way and one's like peeking
Yeah.
up here.
yeah.
That's
Every
cool.
day when I get home, as I'm like coming through the door, like I'm just shedding clothing and I'm like reaching underneath and I'm taking that bra off and I'm just whipping it across the room at my cat, going, "Release
Your
the
cat.
Kraken." Yeah, I do.
Does your cat
For real,
like the
that
Kraken?
happens. My cat likes attacking my bra.
Attacking the Kraken?
She
Don't be
like
attacking the
jumps
Kraken.
on it and she rolls
What?
on it. Yeah.
That's a cool
Yeah,
name of a
she
song.
hasn't-
Attacking the Kraken.
There's no attacking the Kraken. She better not do that. She has clawed me everywhere else. If she attacks the
Nice.
Kraken, she's gone.
Don't be macking
my
while you're attacking the
God.
Kraken, because
That's right. Yeah.
Cracker Jack.
There will be none of that. There will be none of that. No. She snores. My cat does. She and I have that in common. But she
Okay.
snores really loud.
What if you're talking to each other in your
Yeah.
sleep, snoring?
We
On
might
me.
be. We
Like
might.
you laugh, snore, like. And then just cats.
Maybe that's what she thinks. Maybe because it's her way of relating to me
right.
is snoring.
It's
next to me.
mimicking. She's mimicking you.
She is. Yeah, yeah.
Does she run in a room and
She's
release her
grooming me.
Kraken?
I don't know if she
I'm
really
doing
has
that. I'm doing-
Kraken.
Mm.
Yeah, what
she
you don't-
does.
do you have Kraken?
Yeah, I'm Kraken. Little mini Kraken.
That's
Mini
little
Kraken.
mini Krakens.
I release them. Hell yeah, I release them.
You just sit there with your titties hanging out.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Why
not.
Not right
well,
now.
You're gonna be hitting 50 this year, B. You're gonna
Yeah.
be getting moobs.
No, that's
You're
why I
gonna
do
get moves.
push-ups. You know?
Is it
You
worth
know
I'm,
what?
I'm ahead of
I
that
do-
shit. Hell yeah, I'm ahead of that shit. No way.
You know what? Have you ever seen some of these like bodybuilders and stuff? It doesn't matter. It just you end up getting these little like little weird, little droopy
Kraken.
kind of. It's just the skin. It loses its elasticity, and it just kind of.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm an expert on loss of elasticity in skin.
Does the nipple start to
I
point down
am.
too? Like, you know, those kind of boobs
Mine
are like,
haven't.
it looks like a softball on a sock, and then like the nipples
I
point
have
straight down.
seen
You know
that.
what I'm talking about?
I have seen that where they just look like they're hanging down and they're just looking down at the floor. But I mean, it
Oh,
hasn't
shit.
happened to mine yet. But one of mine, we have discussed that. I do have a triple dimple. One of them points off to the right.
They're cross nippled.
It does. It just. No. One of them goes this way, and the other one just kind of goes
You have a
not
lazy
like
nipple.
completely. It's just.
Lazy.
A floating
I wonder
nipple.
if I
Lazy
put a
ass
patch
nipple.
on it. You know, when I was a kid, I
You get
had
corrective
lazy
lenses.
eyes. I had to wear like a patch on one eye and a patch on the other eye the next day. And
Damn.
I'm wondering if I just wear a cupless bra and wear just like one, and if it'll make that nipple like point, you
Get
know,
a custom made,
if I do that with
like a
my
prosthetic.
lazy nipple.
Mhm.
I don't know that it's really right to call it lazy though, B.
I have a lazy ball.
I mean, isn't that like nipple shaming?
Nipple shaming. Yeah, that's bad. I'm sorry.
You have a lazy ball, just one, one.
Yeah, it never wants to
Whoa.
get out of bed.
Oh,
I don't know
it
what the
just wants to sit around in bed all day.
Yeah, yeah. It's a struggle.
So, how was your week, B?
My week
How
was
was your two
awesome.
weeks, I should say?
Today was a grind. Today was driving on snow. All right, so yesterday it rained like
Oh, that's
slush,
right, Minnesota.
and then today froze. So anybody who didn't shovel has to shovel like ice, like hard shit. And then anywhere like the cars went over, like the little bumps in the snow, turned hard as a rock. And then so like
Oh, nice.
it was
Yeah.
snowing on top of that. So it was wild today. I saw a bunch of crazy shit like uh I don't know how to explain it.
Mm.
It was that crazy. Driving
It was that
experience.
crazy.
Yeah.
Spin
Yeah, it was
outs and
wild. I
stuff.
probably almost hit somebody like 3 times. In a big ass
Only
truck, like a
almost.
big
That
ass
doesn't
van. Yeah.
count. You get no points for that, for
I know,
almost.
but maybe I get points for the avoidance. I'm giving myself points, damn it. Fuck. Give me some
Okay, you
points.
get points. Fine.
All right, thank you.
You got points. You got points.
Did you hear about
Yeah, we
Roseanne
had a
Barge today?
snow. Roseanne Barge.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Tell me about Roseanne Barge. What did she
She
take
was
out this
swimming
time
in
with her
the
fat ass?
bridge, I guess. I don't know.
Just a bridge.
Just a bridge.
That's fine.
Yeah,
A
Baltimore.
huge bridge.
A pylon.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
a big ass bridge. Yeah.
Dude, that's a big
Yeah.
fuck up, huh?
That
Like
is
I
a
don't want to even want to
really
like
big
joke
fuck
about it
up.
because they're like searching for people, right? People fell in.
Yeah,
And
there
that
was like
happened
last I
here.
saw there was like 6 people missing.
Yeah, that happened here. An interstate, a 5-lane interstate, collapsed in the middle of rush hour in Minneapolis.
In
Probably
Minneapolis.
yeah, probably like 15 years ago. And then that's
I
when
remember what
everyone they were talking about the form of the construction was like only used for a couple of years.
was that
I
one of
forget
those steel grid bridges
I forget,
that you
but like
drove on and it felt like you were like your car's shaking this like
no, I never did shit like that. No, no,
oh,
it seemed stable. But then it led to every bridge had to get graded, and they've like
Mhm.
80% of them were below adequate,
oh yeah.
whatever the grading was. It's a cool story.
When they were Biden was doing his little tour before they proposed the infrastructure bill,
Yeah, yeah.
um there was the bridge in Pennsylvania collapsed like right
Yep.
after or right before he was supposed to go over it.
Oh my god.
Dang.
It's like, okay, well that was, couldn't have had really better timing for that. Um
So,
yeah, let's see what else
do you want to
what
help me
else
write a
is in the
joke?
news.
Want to help me write a joke?
Do I want to help you write a joke? I
Everybody
can help.
here, all
I
three,
saw a joke
five of
though,
us.
you know what? And I won't even expand on it or get political, but this is something that they actually felt like was news. I turned on the news last week and all I saw was, before I could change the channel, was that Mike Pence has decided not to endorse Donald Trump.
Of course not.
And I didn't know if I was watching the news or a stand up, but it was in fact news.
I
And
see.
that's it. So, yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
reality is pretty funny,
So,
as is. You know,
reality is pretty
you don't
fucking
have to
funny.
twist it sometimes. Yeah.
No, there's not. I mean, that was the punchline, the whole joke, all in itself. Like, really?
Like, wow, they wasted like time and money to present it and stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
to
I
shock
get
guess
asked
Penn's
them to hang
decided
him.
not to hang around.
Goodness. It's cray cray. Cray cray, I tell you. So
Anyhow, I'll
tell you
help you
what.
write a joke. Sure. Go
It's
ahead.
it's a thought that I've had that I want it to be a joke. How about that? So all right.
Okay.
So talk about the Trinity, the Holy Trinity, the mind, the body, and the spirit, right?
Okay, clearly you did not go to Catholic school.
What?
I was like,
Not that Holy
Clearly you did
Trinity.
not go to.
No, but they talk about this Trinity, right? There's the three forms of that we are. We're our own mind, we're our body, and we're a spirit, right? Soul.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are mentally challenged people, right?
oh god.
And there are physically
is this
challenged people, right? But nobody can ever
So
tell
why
you
do
that
you
you're
think that I'm
spiritually challenged.
qualified?
What?
Why do you think that I'm qualified to help you with this joke?
I don't know. I didn't pick you. What?
Okay. Okay, go ahead. So nobody will tell you that you're spiritually challenged.
So how would you know? So like nobody knows anything about like spirituality is a belief system, right? Faith. And like so people are born bloop, you're born in like it's almost like a random number generator like you're this much good at math and you're this
Like a
much good at
bingo
this way and
game.
you're going to be mentally challenged and you're going to be this physically challenged and then these guys over here they're going to be spiritually challenged and they go through life spiritually challenged, but how do you know though, right? How do you
They're the
test
ones
that
doing
out?
math.
You
And
gotta
then the
see the
joke
movie
could be the
Soul.
next card could be like and then pick on a religion, right? You know what I'm saying?
Pick on a religion. I could
Be
pick
like,
on
yeah,
any
spiritual
religion. Give
challenge.
me a
Nobody can tell except for Jehovah's Witness. I can't think of any. Damn it. Sorry,
Mormons.
Jehovah. Don't fuck with
What? That
Jehovah.
could be
The
spiritually challenged?
Scientologists. Oh, spiritually handicapped. Oh, you mean Scientologists? Is that
Well,
funny?
wouldn't spiritually challenged be like just
Like,
bad
dude,
humans?
God. And then like you worship like a rock or something. Right? Is that spiritually challenged?
Well,
There are people that
I
way,
don't,
right?
you know, B, I don't know that do we really want to get into religion, B? Because I mean, I can go there, but
Dang, I don't want it to take a dark turn. Holy shit.
I'm just saying, I mean, there's something so fucked up about so many religions and
Okay.
things that people choose to
So
believe.
but
And
it's
things that people find excuses for not
subjective
being
then.
just decent, good humans.
That's subjective though. That's subjective. Like you can meet
Well,
somebody
if you
who's
think,
you can certainly tell that they're mentally challenged, right? Like there's cases. You're like, okay, there's something going on here
what are you
physically,
talking
right?
about, B?
Somebody like who can't walk, whatever. Oh my god, I'm digging myself a fucking grave. Oh, uh, and in the random number generator, this one's
So
not
you
gonna have
mean the
very much
person that's
spiritual. Like,
holding their ice cream cone and it splatters on the and they like keep hitting themselves in the forehead with it? That person, you mean?
yeah,
That one?
yeah, something's wrong there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got a
Yeah.
tough random
Something. The
number generator.
wires or
That thing.
right.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
wires got crossed
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, certain
Yeah.
birth defects or whatever. You know,
So
it's
in the
not making
bingo
fun of them.
game, it spit out like a
Right.
Z. Okay.
Yeah, and there's got to be a scale of since we're mind, right, and we're body and we're soul. Like this one's soul's kind of fucking off. Like, it's not happening. Is that a thing? Spiritually. Anyway, so Roseanne drove a barge into a pylon. I heard. Uh,
There really
They
needs to
were
be a
made for a
PSA at
bad
the end of the
day.
show. Don't do drugs, kids.
Oh, well,
no.
so I got these like fast acting gummies.
Yeah, now we're
And
talking. Put them up your butt.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like I was eating my jelly bean and milk dud combination,
Yeah.
and I reached over and I meant to just grab a couple gummies, but I forgot because I had
Yeah.
already been hitting my vape pretty
Uh-huh.
hard. And I I just kept eating gummies, and I'm not quite certain how many I ate. So it could
Do you
kind of go
usually
like
count?
this. Not always, but it's 100 milligram bag, and I know that there's still like at least half the bag left,
Damn.
so I should be okay. I may never sleep again because there's sativas, but
I think that's. I
yay!
applaud you. You grabbed the right bag. I think,
Tuesday.
in my opinion, you grabbed the right one.
I did.
Wait,
I
milk
did.
duds and jelly beans. So like fruit flavors
Mixed together.
and chocolate
Yes.
and what's
Actually, they're
caramel?
the spiced jelly beans,
Oh my
but there's
god.
no fucking black jelly beans in there. What the
Oh,
hell?
that
Those are my
sucks.
favorite jelly
Yeah,
beans.
ditto. I love them. Yeah, they're
And
good.
there's none in there.
Yeah,
I
they're
like
good.
them. They turn my tongue all black and the roof of my mouth. And I
Yeah.
sit there and I always wondered, you know, that song that says, I've been checking my tongue in the mirror? I don't know how else the rest of it goes. I always thought that was like the dumbest song.
That's a song.
Like, why does anybody check their tongue in the mirror? He's like, I've been spending too much time checking my tongue in the mirror.
It's probably
It's
one of the cases where
lyrics
like he
to
said
some.
something else, but like he thought he said tongue in the mirror.
No, no, that's what he says in the song.
Like
It's
revved
song
up like a
lyrics.
douche.
You know what? I really
Yeah.
thought it said wrapped up like a douche.
Yeah.
And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
why does it have to be in the middle of the night? And I mean, why? It never, that line never made any sense until
Yeah.
it was explained to me, and then it made a whole lot more sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's good.
There's a lot of misunderstood, but no, this isn't. It's, I've been spending too much time checking my tongue in the mirror.
I've heard
You're gonna
that
make me
song,
I'm
go
but I
check.
can't
yours.
think of what it was.
I'm yours, Jason Mraz.
I mean, it's a romantic, but
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But I didn't
bending
know
over
why
backwards
anybody
just to
would.
try to see it clearer. I know what song
could
you're
be
talking about.
Yes,
humiliating.
I've been, yes, spending too much time checking my tongue in the mirror.
It could be
And I was like,
humiliating
why is
considering maybe.
somebody spending a lot of time checking their tongue in the mirror?
Yeah.
And then I
Maybe.
realized that it's probably because they're eating black jelly beans or eating blue raspberry snow cones.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
gotta be it. That's for sure it.
It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah. That's no doubt about it. It.
Yep. So
That's all I gotta say.
I don't know about like religions and stuff because I just find it really weird. Like the whole Bible thing, like you got the Old Testament, you got the New Testament, and it's been written and rewritten. And in the Old Testament, there's God, and he's like really fucked up and kind of narcissistic. I mean, he's like saying, like, stab your child and like sacrifice him to me. And he's telling this poor woman, I'm going to destroy all your cities and stuff and all your friends, but don't turn around because if you're curious, I'm going to turn you into a pillar of salt. She's a fucking woman. Of course she's gonna turn around. And just for and then
100%.
he's there like he's in a cave having sex with his daughters. And I mean, no wonder Donald Trump says he's like a Christian and stuff. Holy fuck.
No.
I mean, he's like, oh, I read the Bible. That's the only line he read in the Bible was having sex with his daughters. And he was like, yeah, I love this book.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's weird. And then you've got Jesus comes around, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, God is merciful. Really? Because you're going to die on a cross. That's not merciful. Who does that? That's their kid. I mean, my
At the
kid
end of
could
the
be
day-
standing over a dead body that has stab wounds in it with a knife. And he'd say, Mom, I didn't do it. And I'd be like, you're right, son, you didn't do it. I wouldn't let him. I'd be like, yeah, that was me. I did it. I did it. I handed him the knife. You know, I'd take the fall, but no, God's like, I'm setting my kid down. He could take the fall for me. That's fucked up.
All right. Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, at the end of the
Anyhow.
day, I don't care what anybody believes. Listen, they can believe whatever they want to. Like, I don't care.
You
Honestly,
just want
like,
the chocolate bunny, don't you?
I don't know. I mean, like, It's so personal. Why are wars fought over? Like, all right, let's flip
I
flop. Let's
don't
say like let's flip
know.
flop religion out with like your favorite color. Like everyone's like fucking blue. God damn it, blue is the best color. No, it's red. And then you
No,
went to war
purple
because of
is.
like an opinion and shit. That like you know I mean that's how I feel like people are fighting wars over an opinion. That's so crazy. It's fucking nuts.
It doesn't makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
It makes absolutely no sense. Because at the end of the day, the most of them, what are they just saying? Be good humans. I'm going to be a good human because my God says to be a good human. No, I'm going to be a good human, so I've got to kill you to prove that I'm a good human? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Somehow I
We all
just
just
don't
get
think that
along.
that's supposed to be the message.
Yeah.
I think everybody should smoke more pot and they would be happier people.
It's not bad.
Yeah. And then they should
Loosen
move
up.
the equator a little bit north so that, Vermont would be warmer and then I
So
wouldn't have to shovel
oh,
snow at the end of March.
so I don't know who initiated the subject in Discord. Resident Alien. That's a really good show. And then
Yeah.
really like that show too, right? Resident Alien.
It's amazing. I watched the whole
So
thing.
funny. Uh,
It's awesome.
so here's a funny. There's so many great quotes, and I love the sheriff. But when he smokes weed, right, in the bowling alley, the alien, and he's like,
Yeah.
and goes, he's like, I still have all of the stuff I'm depressed about, but I just don't care. I think that's perfect. Like you know what? Like trouble's not gonna fucking go away, but you can take like a respite once in a while. You know what I mean? Just like fucking sit back and just
Yeah.
fucking let like a bubble bath through your head and just fucking forget about stress for a second and laugh at some stupid shit for just for a second. Then you get back into it and hit it again. You know? I think we people need a respite,
Right.
and they search
Open
for
up
it
a jar
in
of
different
farts.
ways, sometimes destructive. Yeah, you could sell farts. What?
I
People
am
don't really
gonna I'm
buy
gonna sell
farts.
farts. If anybody is interested, I'm going to start selling my farts. You huff my farts, they will get you high.
Gee,
And I'm gonna bottle them.
is this some sort of green movement?
I'm gonna call them jar of farts. And there's gonna be a song written about them, jar of farts.
Damn,
And it'll go like, "Who do you
by
think
Weird
you
Al.
are?" Yeah, yeah. Maybe Doobie One.
Do we want
Maybe.
jar of farts?
Maybe.
You're onto something. You're totally onto
Jar of
something.
farts.
Yeah.
I think so. I think so.
Toads.
Yeah.
It's a hit. All right.
We have a guest tonight.
We've got a guest. Woo-hoo.
We do.
Yeah. It'll be
We
a fun
do.
one. Uh,
It is. Would you like to introduce our guest?
let's introduce our
You
guest.
have known our guest longer.
Oh, a little bit, maybe a year. I don't know.
Be
About a year.
our guest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Let's everybody give it up for Emmytr0n,
the one.
the one and
only.
only.
Emmytr0n.
Yay!
Yay!
I brought my
Yeah.
stool.
Put this. Yay!
I feel like it belongs over here with your farts.
Aha.
Yay! Yay!
Yay. This is gonna be so much fun. Emmy Triz. Trizzle.
It is.
That's what I
It
always call
is.
you.
Emmy, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you
I
for
was
having me.
little bit surprised. Have you ever done a podcast before or an interview?
No, not outside of work, which I absolutely hate, but I'm here.
Yay! Does
done
it
interviews
feel
and
like
work?
work though? Does it feel like work?
No, not here. This does not feel like work.
No,
Sweet.
because I mean, basically, you made the couch
I did.
Yeah.
and the stage
That was a whole
and the
separate
stage
occasion,
and
though.
the
And the
logo.
pillows.
At first, it was work,
And the
then
Jolly
pillows.
Ranchers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple.
I mean,
Blunt.
you made it. You made it all. You made it all.
All the
It's
working
awesome. You've been
parts.
interviewed for work?
Well, yeah.
What am I missing? Are you like oh, that's why you have the like superstar motif, like the French Riviera, like
What I'm wearing now?
superstar. Yeah, like
No, I had a hit this morning, so I just forgot to change.
A hit?
Yeah, I took
What is
somebody
that?
out this morning.
Yeah, she had to
so-
take somebody out.
Oh, a hit, like a hitman. Oh yeah, hit woman. My bad.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Show's going great.
Did you have to did you do backflips and stuff over laser
You wouldn't believe
beams?
what I did. Yeah,
That's sweet.
I have photos actually. I had to take some pictures for proof, so I'll get those to you in your DMs though.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Sweet.
it.
Yeah,
I appreciate
That's
it.
so mysterious though. Hold on. So like your job is VR creator, 3D modelist. Wait,
that's
what's the
like a
type?
part-time job, but yeah.
Oh. And you get interviewed for that?
I have been interviewed for that. Yeah, I did
That's tight.
like a meta creators showcase for that last year.
No way.
That was boring.
Oh.
Do better, meta. No, I'm just kidding. It's all right.
That's cool. That's cool. Who interviewed you who interviewed you?
I couldn't even tell you. Some writer. He had
Some dumbass?
qualifications. I don't know anything
Mm.
about him.
Okay. So you're an old pro at this. I've never done a podcast.
I've never done a
Until
podcast.
few
This
weeks.
is my
So,
first time.
Yeah.
how now how did you get started in meta? Like how did you get started with world building and stuff? Were you already did you already know how to write, to script and
No, I had no experience
um,
with 3D. I had no experience with coding, nothing at all. So a friend and I actually joined into VR together. And at first, I was super into alt space because they had a lot going on socially. This was years ago, and at the
loved
time,
it. Yep.
Horizon had almost nothing going on. So I was like, Team alt space. But I had a friend that I had joined with who was super into the creative mode here in Horizon, and finally he convinced me to get into build mode and start tinkering with shapes. And I think the first thing I made was like a little daisy, and then immediately after that I started getting into scripting, and the first thing I scripted was like a penis gun.
Yay!
And it all
Oh.
spiraled out of control from there.
Sweet.
So now how did you and then how did you get involved with the theater?
Oh gosh. So back when they actually had a functional events system, I was scrolling through
Way back
events,
when?
and that's how discovery happened, years ago. Or I think it was last year they nixed that. So when it was discoverable through events, a lot of people were able to find this place. Where in other words they wouldn't have been able to without the event system. But yeah, so I stumbled into here on their first show, I believe. I think I was here at the first ever live event.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool. So a penis
Oh,
gun.
very cool.
I know you've made a
To
penis villain of some kind. Penis hands wizard, right?
Penis Hands Wizard. What?
I remember the
Yeah.
wizard.
Oh my, yeah. I never
Yeah.
brought that into Horizon, but
Yet.
I did
penis
make a
gun,
penis wizard.
penis wizard. Something we need to talk about.
I
Penis is penis.
I think I've been to all of your published worlds. I think that my favorite is the storybook, the
Splashes.
living splashes. Yes, that is my favorite. Yes, the
Yeah,
first
that was
time
fun.
I saw it, I actually got a little emotional. I was like, oh, it was really awesome. Very well written, and yeah, I loved it. I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing that little story. I've always liked writing children's stories, so I got to bring one into some space there where it could be seen, and so that was fun.
Oh, I think it would be awesome if you did more of those.
Yeah, I hope to. I definitely have it in the works when I
Oh,
can
and you
find
have
more time.
and you have penis Star Wars toys. Sorry. You do. I saw
We
a
do?
picture. Yeah, you put a picture of and you're like, just like I was singing the Star Wars song. I made a little video. They were like penis Star Wars figures. Anyway, so design a
Oh,
VR.
Yeah, wasn't it on a like a 3D
Oh
printed
yeah, those
dinosaur?
they were right next to your counter, huh? Yes,
Yeah, I
that's
think I
it.
remember that.
Yes.
oh
It's so
my
you remember the weirdest things, the
I
most
know,
obscure
huh?
things.
Yeah, it's true.
wow.
I
Wow.
forgot that even happened.
Okay. My favorite world, I think, is
Wow.
the optical illusion world that you made. That like, there's a TV and it looks like it's from here to that door, and you just start walking towards it, and you just keep walking
Mhm.
towards it, and walking towards it, and walking towards it, and
The
walking
hit
towards it.
hit clips world.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that
Yeah.
one. It's fucked up.
It is fucked. I'm really proud of that one actually. That was
Yeah, it's cool.
tricky to get down correctly. It is pretty convincing, I think.
I like it because it's it's experimental with the 3D. Like that's
Mhm.
cool. Uh, and one time I sent you a link to some on Facebook. I don't know if you remember, but it's this artist, and he makes he puts like designs on top of each other and like layers them, and then when you turn your phone, like the layers move. I was thinking that'd be sweet in VR. You could have layers, and then as you're walking, like they move.
Yeah.
It creates designs. Oh man,
That might be nauseating, but I don't know. It could be
I should start
interesting.
making worlds. Put my money
You
where my mouth
should.
is. Damn it,
It's a great
it'll
Well,
be all
outlet.
yeah, you
fucking
could.
boring looking. Seriously, I don't know
Now,
how you do it.
have
It's
you
cool. It's a
always
talent.
been like interested in art and designing things and have you liked to draw and sketch and like or sculpt things?
So, like, drawing and painting was something I always really desperately wanted to be good at, like physical art, but I could never do it. Just nothing ever turned out for me. It always looked like shit. I don't know. I definitely tried and I gave it a lot of effort. I went to all these like art camps when I was a kid and summer programs to try and teach you how to draw. Nah, nothing worked. But then the second I got into 3D, particularly outside of Horizon, like in Blender, where things are really possible, I think that's when I started to
Yeah.
blossom out a little bit. I mean, Horizon was a great entry into it, though, for sure. But yeah,
Okay.
so I think I'm really just starting to discover what I'm good at, actually.
So you graduated to
That's cool.
Roblox?
Roblox.
Sorry.
No, I haven't fucked with Roblox. Maybe I should. I hear that's where the money's at. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Follow the kids.
Yeah. Hmm. I see sparkles,
I
but I
don't
don't
know
see
what
anybody.
I've been
Roblox
told not to
is.
follow the kids. Sorry.
You probably have
It's a
that on
joke.
paper.
It's a
Do not
joke.
follow the kids.
Do you have that on paper? Yes, signed and
I didn't
everything.
sign shit.
No.
That doesn't mean it's not a law just because you didn't sign it.
No. I love kids. I'm gonna be an awesome grandpa because we were talking about before the show. Like, I love kids, and then somebody just comes, picks them up, bloop, and you just go
J
back to
Bond,
like
please
whatever.
don't invite me to a fucking party, bro.
Fucking awesome.
That was a mistake. I'm
I
sorry. I was trying to
Sorry,
remember what
sorry.
worlds you had created. I went to all your worlds and I
I
was
do
trying to
not love
find.
kids.
Ooh,
I do not love
we got a
kids.
fan
Emmy,
here.
do you love kids?
I love them if I can get away from them. I do not. I've never wanted to be a mother, but I love being able to hang out with kids for a short period of time.
Short doses, yeah.
Yeah, super
See, I
short
don't
doses.
mind once they become teenagers and stuff, and I can relate to them. Then they're cool. But it's when they're little and they're so breakable, like babies.
Why the
Forget
hell?
it. Forget
He
it.
did it again.
I'm
Oh
sorry. I'm
no,
trying
like
to look
they're
at your
really
profile.
cute. They're really cute, and I would want to look at them.
I'll stop trying.
Like, but don't want ask me if I want to hold it and stuff.
Really,
I
I'm
don't.
the opposite. I'm so
Oh,
intimidated by like anything over the age of like 9 scares me. But like babies, oh, love them. I'm so
really?
intimidated by older
Oh,
kids. Yeah.
and yeah, the ones that you have to watch because they're gonna do horrible things like stick rabbit poops up their nose. way up their nose. 3 of them way
What?
up their nose.
You did that?
Yeah.
You're speaking from personal
No,
experience.
the
we can
little
tell.
girl that I was babysitting. She was 3 years old. That was my only babysitting experience. And she shoved 3 rabbit shits up her nose.
So you found out by pulling them out, and you're like, "That's a rabbit turd." Like confirmed.
No. She had to go to the hospital and have them they had to go digging way up in her sinus
Oh
cavity. She
my
shoved
God,
them
I
so
would not
far
wanna
up
be
in her
you.
head.
How did their
Dang.
parents feel about that?
Her mother was a nurse.
She's always shoving shit up her
Um,
nose.
Damn, you got right to the point on that.
And her father was always shoving shit up his nose. So
Ooh.
that's
Yes.
probably where the little girl saw it.
Right.
Poor kid.
Do you need to talk?
That's why we're here, Javon.
Nah, that's what I got my therapist for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The woman's got job security. And tonight is Emmy's night. So Emmy, do
It
you
all
have a
started-
therapist? And does she have
need
job
one, girl. I
security?
need one. I haven't had one in a long time. If
They're
you have
great
a
because
good
you know
number
what?
to call.
911.
I can talk all I want, and I just
911.
pay her, and she listens to me, or she pretends to anyway.
I just talk to my dogs. I got one right here. Yeah. They're great listeners.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have 2 miniature dachshunds. They're both super old now, so they sleep a lot. But I'm just always at home hauling them up and down stairs. It's like my full-time job now.
Holland Dachshunds.
Yeah, hauling them up and down the deck stairs. Because they're insatiable when it comes to going to the bathroom.
Just
Well, yeah,
take 'em outside and
can't
squeeze
they,
'em like a-
dislocate their backs or something?
You
Can't
can
they
catch
Yeah,
a
like
I
package.
don't let
dislocate their
'em-
backs going up and down stairs?
They could, yeah, especially now that they're older. So I try to carry them as much as I can.
I wish
guess-
somebody would do that for me. Just saying. I mean,
Aren't you
You know
glad
what
you
I
picked
miss?
miniature wieners?
Miniature wieners, yeah. I miss getting carried to bed when you fall asleep on the couch. Like when you're 4 years old, you fall asleep on the couch and wake up in your bed. I miss that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I ever had that
Interesting.
happen.
It's the
Are
teleportation.
you sure that somebody carried you and that it wasn't like you weren't magically transported to your bed?
Mhm.
Because you were like thinking how wonderful it would be to be in your bed, and all of a sudden you magically transported yourself there.
I wish,
Mm.
because then that would mean it was possible today. But no.
Used to
It,
happen to me
it
a lot when I
probably
drank.
is still possible. It's
That's
just that
right.
your adult mind has rejected the idea as being impossible.
That's that. Yeah, I did become.
Or
very
maybe you were in
cynical my
bed and you
age,
just dreamed that you were on the couch.
It's opposite for me. I'll go to bed drunk,
maybe.
wake up like
We'll carry you to bed, Wind.
in the alley.
Yay.
You'll go to
Thank
bed and then
you.
wake up on the couch.
Yeah.
Why do you decide that the couch is a better option?
I don't know. In my drinking day, I was making a joke about drinking days, like teleporting, falling asleep somewhere and teleporting, and not remembering how you got there. That was kind of what I
I
was
don't
getting
think I've
at.
ever left the bed to go to the couch though. It's always the other way around.
Okay.
Mm,
Well, if your bed's hot, I can see that.
Yeah. I'm not yet at the age of hot flashes, but I can see that happening.
Cool.
So when you're not in VR, and you're not like creating worlds and stuff, do you have other hobbies that you do like for fun? What do you do for fun to just chill and have fun?
That's a hard question to answer right now because this has been all I've done for like months. I've been so busy. But oh my God. When I wasn't too busy with this, I feel like I mean, I do have chickens, so I do that for fun. Actually, they don't. All they do is take money. They don't make you any money. Don't get chickens, please. God, don't get chickens. But
No,
I do
I didn't
garden.
have any plans. Huh?
No.
Well, now you have extra reason not to. They will take all your money and your heart and then break it when they fucking die.
Oh,
And then have a chicken dinner.
I'm so sorry.
Did you did you make a black and did you make a black and white world about a duck?
Yeah, splashes.
Where was
That's-
the inspiration for that one?
Oh my god, that was actually written about seasonal depression. So- but it is meant to be.
Now
a
that I've been through that
children's
world,
book.
I see why you say that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like coming out of seasonal depression, finding joy in I guess the little things when everything's dark and gloomy. But yeah, that was kind of supposed to be deeply hidden in the, the story.
Yeah, I
of the
loved.
duck.
Oh, I loved that. No, that's totally what I got. It's like when things are dark and gloomy and your whole world is gray and you can't see any color or anything. Sometimes something just as simple as taking a bubble bath can
Mhm.
and just like, appreciating it can just make your world feel better.
Yeah.
Like just
Take control of your
appreciating
reality
that.
for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
Yeah,
her
I love
world,
that.
after
That
the
is
black
my
and white bubble bath, it turns to color.
Yeah.
yeah.
A real wow
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, that is my favorite
That's why we're
of
friends.
Emmy's world.
In case you were creeped out.
I'm not creeped out, no. You're in the clear.
You're like, who's this James Bond guy? Oh, he's been to my worlds.
Thank you for going. That means a lot. It's hard to get art worlds out to anybody, so when I hear that someone has seen it, it's like a real celebration.
That must feel
So
so cool
B.
to be like, oh, you've been to my world.
It is, yeah.
Sorry.
Art worlds
B,
aren't
you
pushed
and
really.
I can't
you and
invite anybody to
Emmy
my world.
share something similar interest. You both play guitar, right? You
Oh
play
my
guitar.
gosh, yeah. I
yeah.
mean,
Oh.
I'm mostly used to play guitar. I haven't really found much time or motivation lately, but I
I know how that
really
is.
do enjoy it.
I know how that is.
Yeah.
I still want to
Do
do
you
a
also write
online
songs?
jam. What?
Do you also write songs, Emmy?
Yeah, I wrote
who
Amy a
writes songs?
song. So, let me preface this. So,
Ooh,
and I sent
yeah.
her a picture of my notebook because I had no questions and just had 2 words, which I won't. We can just skip.
Oh, we're
I'm
not
like,
talking about
fuck.
Boulevard Pookie?
Oh, we can talk about Boulevard Pookie. Oh, hell yeah. All right. So, before we play a song, who's Boulevard Pookie?
Oh God, I don't remember in what context I spoke to you
I
about
do. I
Boulevard
remember.
Pookie.
I
What did?
remember.
Okay, to start
Okay.
then. What
Yeah,
did
we
I
were
say?
talking about. I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota, and there's a legendary hooker,
Yeah.
and she's midget. She's a midget. This is a true fucking story. And
Oh.
she's like everybody who lives in St. Paul knows her or has a story or knows somebody who has a story, And I was telling you yeah, I've never purchased anything from her. But she used to walk in front of my house
Allegedly.
I lived in this really bad neighborhood where 80% of the prostitution arrests in St. Paul were made in this intersection.
Oh,
And we
oh
would just mix
yeah.
we would just mix drinks and sit on the porch and watch all the shit go down, like crack deals and shit. We'd be like fucking with people. It was great.
Yeah.
We didn't partake, trust me.
Mhm.
And I was talking about the midget hooker and I forget her name. And you're like, oh yeah, I know we have somebody in our city like that.
Okay, I remember
Boulevard
that
Pookie.
conversation. Yeah, so I feel like
Yeah.
Boulevard Pookie is
Oh.
kind of like the Bigfoot of northwestern Indiana.
Wow.
She's real elusive, but like it's like when you're walking
That's
down
funny.
the sidewalk and you see an old wig discarded. It's like like Boulevard Pookie
Boulevard
has been
Pookie.
here.
But it's not a real person. It's like a
I
myth.
think she's a real person, but nobody knows much about her.
Oh, that's
But like
hilarious.
everybody talks about her.
That's
It's
funny.
Boulevard Pookie. Like she leaves her hair. She leaves her hair on the
She's
sidewalk.
Does she leave clothing also, like items
Oh
of clothing?
sure.
Because if she does,
Yeah.
then she's been in fucking Montreal. I have to say, is there anybody here
Everybody
from
has a
Montreal?
Boulevard
Do we have
Pookie.
any of our Canadian people? You know what? The
People?
first time I remember going to Montreal as an adult, the one thing I noticed was that, well, at that time the city was very, very clean, but there would all of a sudden you would just see this random clothing, and it would be like a shirt and a pair of shorts and a pair of shoes. It was like,
Boulevard Pookie.
was there the rapture happen? And I didn't like, I'm still here, motherfucker.
Boulevard
Like
Pookie.
what?
Oh,
What
fuck,
was that
spider.
all about? Holy fuck. Hey, spider.
Holy fuck.
Aw.
What a reaction.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so they exist everywhere, I guess.
That's sweet.
Everywhere's got a Pookie.
Yeah.
right,
Well,
can you
I
guys hear that?
wasn't.
Can you hear that?
Yep. Okay.
Really? I don't know
Yeah.
how.
barely.
I don't know how Doobie-Wan does it, where people can
It's
actually
real
hear
quiet if you're playing.
If your
it.
song's
He
about
has a- I
partaking, we
think he
won't
has a
judge you.
mic.
it. Partaking.
Partaking with Pookie?
Ah.
Yes.
All right, let's try this. So I'm gonna try to get the microphone close to the guitar. I don't know how Doobie-Wan does it, but you can hear his guitar.
He's
Anyway,
got it on an amp or some
I
shit.
can hear your guitar.
Oh, you guys know Doobie.
so anyway, I wrote this like an hour before the show.
It's gonna be a good one.
My first plan was to have this intro really, really long because we want to have this show be long.
Sounds like the Goo Goo Dolls or something.
But we
So
didn't
this is
want
a
it.
filler.
We didn't want everybody to leave. All right, I didn't. All right. Emmytr0n with a 0 in her name. Are you a virtual designer? Are you just running game? You steal people's hearts with all the virtual fame. I think you're made of sugar and everyone else is just aspartame. Emmytr0n! Emmytr0n, yeah, yeah, ow! Emmytr0n, yeah. Ow! And it goes back into this. Goes back into this part. The way you slide and glide around horizon, it's just spooky. With the grace of royalty that you learned from Boulevard Pookie. And then it's just a guitar solo for like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, at least.
And then it ends with this note. Ready? Hold it, hold the note, hold it, hold the note, hold it, hold it, and then that's the end. What do you think?
Get some vibrato in there. Yeah, that
Is
was
that all right?
great.
All right.
I think
I wrote it like
yeah, I
an hour or
think
two ago, 2 hours ago.
how high were you?
Encore.
Have you come down yet?
Yay.
No.
I love the line about sugar and aspartame. That's
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah, I had to rhyme something. You know,
That was
different.
that was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's dedicated to you.
You can't get better for written an hour ago.
That's right, man.
You cannot.
That's right.
Yeah, there was
Give me
like
2 hours.
almost 3 whole lines. So
Yeah.
AIB, AIB,
AIB.
AI.
You can't AIB.
You just
It's
repeat
one
it
and
all
only.
the
You
time.
can't
AI.
AIB.
oh yeah, you probably did have AI write that. You were having AI write songs for a while.
My heart.
So Emmy,
He's
what
upset
did
you
you have
figured
for
it out.
breakfast today?
Oh shoot. Like I normally don't eat breakfast.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I get to hear about Rodney's breakfast. So
I'm
what
sure
did
they
you
both
have for
have
breakfast
fabulous
today?
breakfasts. I mostly just have anxiety and coffee for breakfast.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
If I'm
Okay.
lucky, I'll have a bagel with absolutely nothing of nutritional value on the side. So I don't know. I need
Donut?
a multi-mineral, I think.
What? Do you ever try just like, smoking a blunt as soon as you wake up?
I thought you were
No,
gonna
I'm
say
not a wake and
acid.
bake type of girl. No.
I never thought I was either until I tried it.
I don't think I'd get anything done. My to-do list would be so long.
Sativa. Sativa.
Sativa
You
makes
gotta
me
get shit
tired though.
done.
I don't ever feel a difference between sativa and indica. I'm just always tired.
What about a hybrid? Really?
I've tried hybrids. They just put me to
Girl.
sleep. I've tried the
No.
CBD
Huh.
5-to-1 sleep.
Huh. And you still goes to sleep, huh?
They always put
Adderall?
me to sleep. I've never tried Adderall.
Adderall.
I'm a little nervous.
Oh, that shit is sweet. Are you kidding me? You wouldn't, and nobody would even fucking recognize me if I took an Adderall. I can focus like I can just like focus on anything and get so much shit done. And
What
all of a sudden
mentality
it's
is
like,
that?
boom, it's 12 hours later. I haven't eaten, but damn, have I been productive. I don't know if I've blinked. My eyes are completely dry. But
Yeah,
Also known
I
as
worried
crank.
that I would die, but I don't know.
shit is great, but it's legal. It's legal.
Legal crank. Yeah, it's a shame.
What's this?
You can also
say?
take it and go to bed and then wake up more awake than you've ever been awake.
The fuck.
That
Yeah.
sounds scary to me though. Like,
Yeah.
I
Oh.
don't know.
No,
I
you
didn't
take it like
realize
an
I
hour
shouldn't have said
before
this,
you
I'm sorry.
intend to
No,
wake
you're
up,
fine.
and then you go back to sleep.
Nice to see you again.
Oh, and then wait for it to kick in.
You won't
Interesting.
even have to get up;
Yeah.
it'll just make you get up.
You're just a
Yeah.
totally different person.
Oh yeah, you wake up
Hmm,
and you're just like, phew. Yeah,
That is interesting.
Zoom.
yeah. I've only taken it like twice since I got a prescription because it
Well, so
made
why
me
don't
so
you?
freaking. Because I would forget to eat. I wouldn't do it. I would just, because you have tons of energy and you're just super focused on what you need to get done.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make your brain manic.
And
I'm sorry.
no,
I feel like it would mess
no,
me
not
up. I don't know.
really.
No.
Like the first thing
Um,
of anything in the day is always the best
no.
thing. It's always the first
Yeah.
because like you have
I
that
just, but I
break,
really
you know.
just prefer wake and bake with my coffee.
Yo.
I'll try it. I'll try it. I don't think I've ever gotten high before like 3 p.m.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. So, are you planning on going walkabout this year
Am I what?
in your new little camper that you have, your little pull behind
Oh,
camper?
am
Are
I
you?
planning on taking a trip?
Yes.
Oh, of course. Oh my God. I want to go to Banff in Canada. I
Nice.
mean, every fucking white girl wants to go to Banff, and I'm gonna do it.
What's that?
Banff.
Yay.
Banff. I think
There's
that's how
white
you say it.
girls? Wait.
Banff. How do
No,
you
I'm
say it,
listening.
Colin?
Banff.
Banff?
Go to
National
Mount
Park.
Sulphur.
What?
What is it?
Go to Mount Sulphur.
Is that near Banff?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
That's where I
I'll
Banff like
do
MILF?
it. MILF.
Is it like an acronym?
MILF National Park, Canada, baby.
Oh, Banff is the name of
They
the
have
park.
Yeah.
their
Oh.
parks
better
are
not have a
really
pyre.
nice, though.
I'm gonna
Wait, what?
just
Their
mute
parks are
myself here.
really nice.
They are. They're so clean. And I've never felt safer than in Canadian national parks, man.
Yeah. Me either. Even when I learned that what upside down pineapples meant, I
They
still
do that
felt
in
completely
Canada too?
safe. There was at this provincial park that I stayed at. Yeah, I learned what the upside down pineapples meant. I didn't know what they meant prior to that. Mm,
I only know because
yeah.
of TikTok, but
Well, apparently it was like a whole thing that weekend because there was an awful lot of.
a convention?
I think I was in the minority that weekend.
That's one
I
word
was there
for it.
alone.
Maybe you weren't in the minority.
Anyhow.
What does
So,
it mean? What does it mean?
I don't know.
It means come on in, like we're in here.
It's swingers.
You know?
Swingers. Yeah.
That's one way to put
I
it.
didn't know that it was swingers, though. It was explained to me by a much older couple.
Were they generally older?
Yeah. No, there were people of all ages, and you know, there were straight and there were like gay and lesbian couples, and
What is the
it
pineapple supposed to signify? I don't get it. That's why
that
do
they're
they
It's like
say
swingers.
it's a secret handshake.
It's
I
like a
But why
don't
do they
bad
say
know
it's
signal.
why the
pineapple?
pineapple,
Why was it
you know, I
chosen?
don't know why the pineapple. Of all the fruits or vegetables they could have picked, why the fucking pineapple?
The
Right.
rings.
Right.
I don't know.
The rings?
Uh-huh.
But the
I'm not
symbol
going
is
any
the
further than
entire
that.
freaking pineapple.
Oh.
Nobody has ever wanted to make a glory hole out of a pineapple.
No, the
A
rings.
water hole, you know,
But sometimes you have
watermelon
to.
like-
maybe.
I
You
don't
can like
understand.
relayer the rings.
Who's the most popular guy at the Hawaiian luau? The nudist luau. The one that can carry a dozen pineapple rings and 2 cups of coffee.
Yeah, because he's carrying them on his dick, so you can like rearrange the rings.
You know who the most
Yeah.
popular woman
Yeah.
is? The one that can
So-
get the last ring.
Oh, fuck.
Black child.
So Emmy, when you
On
were
that
a
note,
little
I'm gonna
girl,
mute myself now.
I still don't get it.
Holy shit!
And that's why
what
they use the
did you want to
pineapple.
be when you grew up? Did you picture yourself being a superstar designer in the metaverse, or
I'm so glad you asked that question because recently, very recently, I've had to go through like all of my childhood stuff. I was cleaning up my basement and I was going through all the paperwork, you know, my mom saved from like pre-K, kindergarten. You know how they do those interviews. And on one of my interviews, I had written that I wanted to be a pirate when I grew up. And I feel like I'm pretty close. Like in here, I kind of feel like a pirate.
kind of yeah. Wow. So you had a pretty good imagination even as a child.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was pirate or police officer. I don't have the
Pirate?
nerves
Oh
to be
yeah,
a
well
police
I you know
officer,
I could see the similarities there.
Yeah, I feel
Not
like this was
really at all.
a nice meeting, a meeting of the seas, or however that saying goes. Is that even a saying? I don't know.
Somebody has a balanced mind.
So did when you were in school, when you were young, did you enjoy it, or were you one of those kids that just hated school?
I went to a Roman Catholic school, so I did not enjoy school.
So your Holy Trinity was different also. It wasn't mind,
Yes.
Hey.
body.
Unrelatable to your
Father,
Holy
Son, Holy
Trinity.
Ghost. Whatever. Blah, blah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so school was
Yeah.
tough. I did not enjoy school.
No, huh?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Did the nuns like hit you with a ruler and stuff? Did they really do that?
Oh.
Yes, that was real. So I was in grade school in the early 2000s, and there was still that sort of abuse going on. And one particular nun that we had, and I'm sorry if the church is listening to this, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So her name was Sister Anne Bernadette, and she was our librarian. She was such a tight ass. We ended up calling her Sister Anne Burn to Death.
Ooh. Nice.
One of the things that we hated most about her was that if we were not turning the pages of library books with our right hand, only touching the top corner of the page, if we touched anywhere else on the page, on the right page, she would take the ruler, and the ruler had like a metal strip, you know, to get straight lines, to use it for like drawing grids or something. She would take the metal edge of that ruler and whack our knuckles with it if we were turning the pages
So
of the books
fucked up.
incorrectly.
Wow.
Oh.
That's just wrong.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And much
Wow.
more, but that was one thing that particularly
Much
sticks out to
more?
me. There was much more. That was like one of the
No.
more uncomfortable. She would tug on your ears, you know, that would hurt the cartilage quite a bit. It would pull away from your skull.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
Ow!
interesting.
Some
Yeah.
whips.
So
It's
even
fine.
then,
Super fine.
even then, they were getting away with some pretty intense punishments.
So basically, like your parents were paying tuition rather than send you to public school so that you could be abused.
a great deal of money. You
By
know? Yeah.
yeah, by an old lady that needed to get laid.
Yes. Yes. I mean, looking back now,
Yeah.
it's pretty sad, but it is true. Something was wrong with those ladies. I don't know.
Spare the rod or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Use the
Weirdo.
I think I did
Yeah.
write down a question.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see if I can read my handwriting. What what is your most favorite, most amazing, the best concert that you wanted to go to when you grew up?
Concert?
That's not an answerable question.
I
maybe
went
it
to
is.
a Green Day concert, and that was really
Green
the only
Day.
one that I had my heart on going to, before they stopped touring. They're still touring, surprisingly. I
Uh-huh.
wasn't quite sure they were going to keep going, but yeah, growing up, I was super into Green Day, and I mean, I kind of got away from it as I aged, but I was super excited to still get to see them live. It kind of felt surreal.
Green Day. Okay, they're rocking. I remember. Oh, here's something. Long time ago, on this stage, sort of. You went up and did jokes in the joke club.
Hmm.
So I know you've got some jokes, and now that you we're all just loose and loosey goosey here and having fun. Do you want to do a hot 5 set? A hot
Oh,
15?
no.
What?
No,
A hot 3?
no.
Come on, a hot 3. A hot 3, everybody. Emmytr0n. Whee! A hot
I
3.
haven't even I don't even know what jokes I have. It's been so long since I've revisited. However, I did hear a joke recently that I thought was really funny.
Yes.
I'll just tell it here. It's not my joke. I have to
It's all right.
clarify. So, what's worse than having ants in your pants? Having
Uncles.
uncles.
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
got me pretty good.
Hey, look, I promise you this. I came up with a similar joke when I was in middle school. Like, what's wrong with having sex on an ant bed? And it was like, your uncle might find out.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
That's good. You have to think about that for a minute, but it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's good stuff, man.
And that was me.
And
That was
would you
before the
like
internet,
to-
right?
Would you like to take any questions that any of the audience members may have for
Anybody have any
you?
questions for me? Spider does. Wink does. Everybody
No.
does. Everybody does.
I don't
All at
see
once.
any
All at once.
hands,
Everybody all at
really.
once. Oh, I know nobody.
I walked in like way
Okay,
late
well,
and have
What's
no
your
idea
next
what's going on. I
planned,
thought we were doing
world?
comedy, so
Sorry.
that's why I've been kind of silly. Sorry.
doing a
No,
great
this
job,
is a
Hobbs.
podcast.
What'd you say,
That's
King?
so funny.
What's your next world gonna be? Your own creation.
I've been working on another storybook world, but I have to say I have put it off just mostly due to writer's block. I just needed to take a break from it. But hopefully that'll be the next one that I publish. But it might be a couple months.
I've got a question. I'm like a 1965 model, so I've seen tech develop from its infancy. How much school do you need to do in order to be able to do all of this stuff, or is it just a matter of manipulating the different objects like any other 3D or creation program?
I don't have any schooling in this. Like my bachelor's degree is in consumer psych. So I
Watching a bunch of stoners talk about school.
Yeah.
I ended up picking up Blender really kind of like 5 months ago. So this is kind of a culminate. I did a couple small projects in Blender about a year ago, and then just totally dropped it after a week. But then 5 months ago, picked it back up kind of full time. Just went really hard at it, and this has kind of been the result. At least as far as Horizon goes, I've
Right.
done more that you can't bring into Horizon yet, but yeah. So I think it's something that can be picked up pretty easily with no schooling at all.
Okay.
Depends how much time you're willing to allocate, I guess.
Mm.
Have you done the tutorials?
I dipped in it once, but I was really way too baked.
Well.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work out for me either.
You know, I was brand new. I like three days into it. I was like, "What's this?" Oh, yeah, run.
Yeah, something goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Like you find the deform modifier and it's like stretched all out.
That's what happened to the new Mustangs. I swear to God.
Somebody hit the wrong button in the 3D.
We haven't met. I'm Hops a lot. I like to have fun.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Yes.
Thanks for
Yes.
sitting and listening to this.
Likewise. I hope it wasn't too
So if you
disruptive.
had to name one thing in your very, 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 very long life, I can say that because I'm like old. What would you say is like your proudest accomplishment?
Ugh. Um, I feel like honestly, my proudest accomplishment is maybe kind of finding peace in who I am. Like
That's
just
awesome.
being okay with being different, for sure. Because it always, I think, I never really quite felt a part of any sort of pack really until I got in here. Funny enough, which seems to be a draw
Now
to
you
a lot
have a
of
tribe.
weirdos. Yeah, we're a tribe of people who
We
have
are
ultimately ended up feeling the
family.
same. But yeah, I think just coming to terms with the fact that I'm not going to change who I am, and if I were, it would be better. It would be worse off rather if I were to try and change who I am. So, just an acceptance has been something I'm proud of.
That's awesome. I think that is an awesome accomplishment. I think that's something that people that are, in their late stages of their life haven't found yet. So
True that.
Yeah,
that's a really awesome accomplishment.
you have to let go of a
Um,
lot of ego. So I've learned.
yeah, yeah, and a lot of all those voices of everybody telling you what you're supposed to be or what's normal or what you're supposed to do, how you're supposed to act or react.
Mhm.
Yeah, yep, that is. I think that's really
Mushrooms
awesome.
help.
Mushrooms. I've never
Mushrooms,
done
mushrooms are yeah, them
They're
mushrooms are.
perfect. They're
You
designed for
haven't-
that.
When you go, okay, so when you go on your walkabout, you really gotta hit Vermont. I'm telling you.
Are you gonna babysit me while we're on mushrooms?
Absolutely, absolutely.
What about
Yes,
me? I
you
want to
can
go.
do them. I
Good,
would.
B needs a
I'll bring the mushroom.
I'll fly you out here, B.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. We could have like a whole thing here on the lake, like an unknown
Unknown
um
mushroom trip.
get
There you go.
together
That sounds
gathering,
awesome.
kind of like Woodstock, but on a smaller scale and funnier.
You need to
Shrimp
build a little
Like-
stage out of pallets.
We can.
Holy
We
ship.
can. I'm
This is
game.
happening.
I'm
This is gonna
game.
happen.
Um,
It has to be in here
um,
though. So everyone has to come here.
We've got to bring our headsets.
yeah, yeah. We'll all be hanging out. We'll all
For
be hanging
sure.
out on.
No, not here.
We'll be hanging out.
I mean
on
where
our
I live.
headsets.
Oh, we've all got to come to
Yeah.
Minnesota. Okay.
Oh, we've all
Yeah.
got to go to Minnesota.
Yeah.
Better be
That's
in the
what I meant.
summer.
Hey, that's fair. I have to come from Washington, so
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay, in the middle then.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of be
Close to
too
Canada.
What do you
far.
think, Wink?
Yeah, it's kind of
Mm-mm,
Canada,
cool.
da, da,
too
da.
far.
No.
Too
There might be
cold.
people coming from Vancouver. I don't know.
Vancouver.
Yeah, point.
So if you could think of one thing when somebody says to like, like think of like your favorite memory, what is the first thing that pops in your head?
Time.
My favorite memory.
Yeah.
I have a really bad memory.
You have a favorite bad memory?
Oh, it's not a favorite. I have a lot of bad memories.
Mm.
A favorite good
No,
memory
like
though.
okay.
I remember one time I got hammered at like 14, maybe 13, and I was like sitting in the tub totally drunk, and
Hold on.
I was like, you know what? I really love my mom. And it was honestly one of the best feelings ever. Like, I don't even know why.
Uh-huh.
But I was at a point where I was like really having a lot of resentment. I mean, I was a teenager or like a preteen.
Yeah,
I don't remember
13.
how I was early teens, and I was like having this moment of like, you know what? I really appreciate my mom, and I don't think I've ever appreciated her like I did in that moment. Even now,
right
oddly enough.
It never happened again. It was fleeting and brief.
Yeah.
That was right before.
It was. Yeah, it was.
Mm.
It was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
weird moments like that stick out in particular because they're very
Mhm.
emotionally driven, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so
I get that.
random.
I mean, I think like one of my favorites was I was driving home from the Adirondacks through the Adirondacks during a very early winter storm, and I didn't have snow tires on my car yet. And it was really a really precarious drive coming down these mountain roads. And when I finally got to the highway that was plowed and sanded, and I looked out and I just remember pulling my car over because I was still shaking from my drive down the mountain. And I
Mm-hmm.
looked across and I could see all these mountains that were just covered with snow, and they just looked, and the sun had just started to come out and it was like shining through the snowflakes that were coming down,
Mm-hmm.
and I just got like overwhelmed with emotion. It was
Mm.
just so spectacularly beautiful that I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know what they call it, like awestruck. Like I was just like, so I remember that's like one of my favorite memories. Has nothing to
Yeah.
do with a person. It had to do with just seeing something really beautiful.
And you were
Yeah.
like
So
raw in the
yeah,
moment because of that rough drive coming
yeah,
down. So like
Sure.
those
yeah,
sensitive moments where you're really vulnerable, they hit the
yeah.
hardest.
Uh,
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was like all of a sudden it was like, wow, like I'm so happy to be alive, and this is
Mm-hmm.
my reward for making it down that really shitty mountain. You
Yeah.
know,
mm.
it
So
was
it's
like
weird
I
that
get
like
to see
when things are the
this.
worst, that sometimes is it opens the doors for some of the best feelings to kind of creep in. It's weird.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
I got a
So,
question. It's
Yes.
probably, I don't know if it's relevant or not, but so I've been keeping up with AI a lot and the different things that have developed recently in the past few months, and a lot of the things that have blown my mind. One of which is AI programs that now can program computer program. They can actually, you tell it what you want and it
Right code.
spits out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it writes code. Devin is one of them,
yep.
and do you foresee that to be something that could benefit builders in a way that now they could speak their mind and it develop your your what your idea is, like it build something like this and make it easier for the average Joe to be able to participate in stuff like this?
Yeah, it's definitely going to make it easier for everyone to kind of get a piece of the pie. Of course, that means it's going to cheapen the work of everyone else, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, to be honest. I think it's
Yeah,
nice that it's going to broaden who can kind of partake.
right.
But
Because I
yeah,
mean, I just can imagine there's so many people that have inspiration or have ideas that they're not able to bring to the table and share with others because they're not qualified in certain areas.
Are you an AI right now? I've never heard you.
No, bro, I'm serious. I that's like, one of the things I would say is a passion of mine right now is following the development of AI and how it's changing so many different facets of the world, and how it's going to do even more in the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Well, and it's scary too because when you have a great idea and you're creative, but you don't have the tools to bring it to life, it's scary to tell someone about it because there are so many hawks just listening, waiting to
Oh
take
yeah.
your ideas and
Oh
profit off
yeah.
of them and claim them.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love that it would become more available to everyone else. And I think
Yeah.
greater things will come of it that might have
Mm-hmm.
maybe stayed tucked away in people's minds.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Like I have I've got an idea that I think is just a wonderful idea that I would never be able to do and will always be just an idea because I could never act upon it. I mean, um that right there is exactly what I meant by it. Like, for me to have the ability to tell a confident or a computer to speak my mind and to develop the idea and not worry about someone taking it like you're mentioning, because I know one person in particular that was known for that type of situation, taking
Mm-hmm.
others ideas and running with them and taking claim to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to. I mean, and I'll go ahead and tell you, because since I'll never do it and I'm probably not going to be here long enough for AI to help me out, imagine a comedy magic show. There's like, like pulling a rabbit out of a hat in here. You could easily
Oh
do that.
yeah.
Cut a person in half. You could easily do that,
Yeah.
right? So many things you could do. Or, the disappearing act where you put them in a box and they show up in the back of the room and come running up. Easy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can make a lot of magic happen. For sure.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And the weirdest part is I don't think it's devalued because it's not real. I mean, it's still really entertaining to watch, even though we're all cartoons.
Yes, right. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I have issues with AI because
It
I
is
like to
nerve
draw.
wracking.
Yeah.
I like to draw and I like to paint and I write. So for me, it's like it just it bothers me that it's like why bother anymore?
Yeah.
Why bother when
Mhm.
there's somebody can just like I could sit and spend hours sketching something and somebody can just uh, tell something to do the same thing that I just spent hours doing and it can do it better.
And
Mm.
it'll always
It
get
can do
more
it
Not yet, though.
appreciation than the
Not yet.
actual hard work.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
I still don't think the arts. You can tell. I think I can still tell the difference.
There's a humanity.
Like the fingers, they still can't do fingers.
Yeah.
They
Well, no,
struggle.
I
I don't know
mean,
why.
here's the
Coming
thing though.
there.
So like Sora is a new one that was released not was released recently by Chat GPT. Sora can create video from text and it does a
Mhm.
damn good job of it, and they actually took several directors and had them test it, right? Gave them the opportunity to create their ideas. And there was one video of a guy. It was about a dude who's considered himself an airhead, and so it created this video that was realistic as hell of a guy who had a balloon head, right? And it's just, could you do that in real life? No, nobody's got a balloon head. But just to take that idea, that thought, that idea, that imagination, and to run with it. But 100%, I agree with you, Wink. I'm sorry, Win. I don't know why I said Wink. It's a W, yeah. But so anyway, 100%, I agree with that. The idea that it takes away from genuine, you know, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble thinking.
Artists.
Yeah, genuine ideas or inspiration
Mhm.
that people have. I do. I agree with that. It does.
I'm going to go
But
against the grain here because every new technology, somebody has this opinion of it's taking away. We won't have any more. Example, TV. Why have plays? Plays are
Mhm.
still a major part of people's lives. People still go to pay for them. People still
Mhm.
create them.
Yeah.
Let's get the digital age. Like, oh, everybody has digital books. People still go to libraries. People still go out and get hard copies of books because
Right.
they want that piece of
Right.
The feel of
in
it.
their hands. Every new
Mhm.
technology, they think it's going to take it away, but it doesn't. It just adds another layer for creativity.
Yeah.
People are
Right.
still going to go to museums and art galleries to see that type of art. People will now go to a different and create different things with this new technology.
Yeah. It's just going to be
And
a stepping stone.
and plus with a lot of artists, there's a lot of interpretation that artists will use. And when we're talking chat GPT or something like that, writing a screenplay, chat GPT uses the most literal interpretation of that thing, like where he talks about an airhead and a guy filled, air, like a balloon head. An artist could take that, interpret that in a different way and bring that to life. There's a lot of humanity that's missing from AI. And I feel like a lot of artists, with the skills to do so, will up their game and we'll be able to tell a big difference between AI produced art versus an actual human being and their lifeblood put into this, their emotions, there's it's yeah, I think there's going to be an upheaval in art as far as like people with skills go. And
But to even bring it back to like with Emmy here, she sucks at drawing. You can't draw, but you actually got to create your artwork using everybody. You always bring up the storyboard, but also the I can't remember the name of the world, the one for about the children.
Oh, the Memorial Greenhouse.
Yeah, fantastic. I love that
Yeah.
world.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we're still going to be creative individuals.
Right.
It's just going to be just like another tool. Like imagine if no one ever invented the can opener. We'd all have a bunch of cans in our pantry we couldn't eat.
Yeah. I mean,
Things will
I feel like
change.
the Sora, the Open AI Sora program, will be a great replacement for otherwise like CGI models, which would take weeks or months to create. I mean, you can create the visual for it in just a few seconds, but like it still takes someone to come up with that idea.
Right.
Right.
So those people are gonna who have value.
And if you think about where Chat GPT started and then where it is now in the short amount of time that it developed and got from 1, 2, 3, 4, now we're getting ready to see 5, which might be AGI if we're lucky. But anyway, if we see how quickly that's evolved, Sora 1, Sora 2, Sora 3, Sora 5, what's that going to be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just want to live long enough to see things change.
It'll be interesting when they add audio to Sora's videos.
Hmm. Well, they
Like,
do.
I
them
want
They
to live
did.
long enough for them to have teleporters. 'Cause I just want to be able to
Yeah.
beam from point A to point B and
Mm.
Time
not have to
machines.
spend like a
Molecular
full day
transfers.
traveling. Absolutely sign me up.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Or that movie that on Netflix, The Three Body Problem.
I haven't
That
watched that yet. Don't give any
I'm not going to tell you
spoilers.
anything. I'm just going to tell you that it just really and truly it sucked. The ending sucked. I wanted more from the ending, but the fact is that it was just heavy science, a lot of real science, and really cool shit that they brought to the table that made you think. And I
Mhm.
loved it.
Mm.
I'm really curious to watch it. I've heard good things.
Please do. Let's catch up with that later for sure.
Yeah.
Is there anything we haven't covered? Is there anything we haven't covered that you would like to share? Or B, is there anything that we haven't covered yet that you'd like to
I don't know.
speak upon
I don't think so.
or about? Don't
I don't
think
think so.
so?
No, I don't
Emmy?
think so.
No, I mean I didn't come in here with any expectations really, so I feel like this was more than I thought we'd get into, but it was good.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Thank Thank you.
very much for coming on our show and being our guest.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
Can we rumor 2 weeks from now? Put out a rumor on the guest 2 weeks from now.
We can.
All right. 2
We
weeks from
can- we
now, sitting in this spot, we'll be interviewing Rodney Ramsey. Everybody, Voodoo Vinny himself,
A-Rod.
the man, the myth, the legend. We're gonna get down
That'll
to it.
be a good one.
That's gonna be a good one. Stay
Yes,
tuned.
it will. Yes, it will. So, thank you everybody for joining us.
I'll write him a
and-
song.
Yeah, you better. Now there's
and-
expectations.
Yeah, you got 2 weeks. You got expectations now. You're right.
2 weeks to put it out.
Well,
Damn.
thank you everybody for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.
And next Tuesday at 9:00 will be
That
Binge
damn
Nation,
microphone.
where they will be reviewing the
Wraith
King Nothing?
and lived again. They lived.
They Live, and the Wraith.
Death.
One.
That's the one where they see the commercials built in
And
right, with the
tomo-
glasses.
Right.
Join us tomorrow at Smokin' Jay's Lounge downstairs for Doobie's Comedy Jam at 9:30 p.m. Check out the calendar out in the foyer. Yay, we got a calendar!
I told you,
Yay!
Emmy.
Yay! We have a
Calendar
calendar.
up here.
And join us on Discord at
Discord.com.
fuck. at
Also on the board.
World/Discord.
on the board.
also on the board, Unknown Theater
Dot world/Discord.
.world slash damn it.
Discord.
It's on
Backslash
the
B-Ligerent.
board. There you go.
Don't get lost on
Oh,
your way to
yeah.
Pornhub.
And follow us on Facebook, Pipe Dreams and Crooked Conversations.
YouTube, Twitch, all that shit.
And on YouTube. Also,
gonna go
and
drink
follow
water
the Unknown
now.
Theater on
Drink some
YouTube.
water.
And for extra content, follow Pipe Dreams and Crooked Conversations on YouTube. Good night,
It
everybody.
still keeps harassing me.
Bye.
Good night.
All these different things. From Microsoft. I mean,
There's
Uh,
I know a lot of like musicians
Pipe
even
Dreams,
who are
you sexy
scared of it.
bot.
And
100%.
it would be
Yeah.
yeah, it is pretty scary, but at the same time, you know, there's that little bit that's missing, but yet it does give, and I feel like
It's going
everyone
right
should
through her
have
Yeah.
Carl
a
Jr.
highway
is
of
just
expressing
leering
themselves
at
in
her.
some
Right.
way.
I think
You
he
know,
likes her.
so that's excellent.
Look
That's
at him
excellent for
leering
everyone.
right at her.
I so agree because, like I said, you know, you think about it. So Mozart wrote this wonderful music, right?
Mhm.
But how many people had ideas but didn't know how to play the instrument?
Right.
You know,
And didn't know
Or
how
are you
he didn't know
keeping
how
your
to
thing on
read
your head?
music.
I
He
think
No,
didn't
I
know
think
how to
you're